So my name is Caitlin Harder, for those who do not know me. If anyone is joining for the first time, I don't think I saw any first timers, but again, my name is Caitlin Harder, and I have placement information here on this slide. That way, if you guys need anything in the future, please use me as a resource. I am here and available to you at all times. I will try to respond as quickly as possible, but please make sure if you don't have my information, write that down and email me or call me. So today's agenda, I kind of spilled the beans earlier. We're going to be going over Microsoft Outlook and Teams integration. So this is going to encompass email etiquette, signatures, out of office, everything, as well as how to organize your inbox by creating favorites, folders, subfolders, even the recall button in case you emailed something and want it back. We're also going to overview calendars. So sharing permissions, what does Outlook calendar look like versus Teams, how those integrate, and also how to access Outlook on the web, creating appointments, and categorizing. So all things Outlook. What is email etiquette and why is it so important? So email etiquette, it refers to a code of conduct in regard to behavior when writing and responding to certain emails. There are certain guidelines that are put in place and of course can be modified to suit the intended audience for different purposes. But we have these put in place just to create and maintain a professionalism, efficiency, and mutual respect for correspondence. And why is it so important? So obviously email is a way to communicate and it's crucial. This can also present possibly your work ethic, professionalism, and your attention to detail. So having a set streamlined guideline for you and your employees or your coworkers to communicate is very, very important. Some companies, they implement certain rules to uphold certain standards, and they also want to make sure that everyone is kind of protected. And what I mean by protection is that sometimes with communicating and the internet, things can be misunderstood. Things can be accidentally sent. So it's just making aware of all those risks and making sure everyone knows how to handle them properly. As I said, some examples can be as simple as possibly a reply all, or when you meant just to send it to one person, or maybe, oh, sorry, hold on one second. It looks like I have a couple of people in our waiting room. Here we go. So sorry about that. So some can be as simple, like I was saying, as reply all when you were just meant to reply to one person. You also want to be wary about the reply all button. And then some can be an attachment, as well as maybe an email meant for a coworker named Mike, but it was sent to Mike at a different company. To help us, I've laid out some guidelines for us to kind of go over, and maybe there's some that have already been implemented, or maybe there's some that you haven't thought about that are on this list for you. So the first one I want to discuss is the use of standardizing fonts and formatting. So to kind of keep on brand, you want to make sure that everyone upholds the same format, same sizing, down to the logo or signature. Another is to include a clear subject line. So to include a clear subject line, you want to make sure that it pretty much sums up what you're wanting to discuss, whether it's a change in the meeting time, or maybe it's just a quick question to a presentation. The third one is to email from a professional email address. You want to make sure that if it's business, you want to make sure that you're emailing through your business. Not necessarily want to use that Gmail or Yahoo account, but just to streamline, unless that's how you're using your business, you want to streamline where your emails are going and how that's presented. The fourth one I want to talk about is use professional greetings. So sometimes it's you'll have to take into account who your audience is or who you are corresponding with, whether it's a coworker, maybe it is a potential client or a new client or a client that you've had on for forever. And you guys are just very, very in tuned or connected, and so you can use more casual greetings. Whereas if it's a new client or someone you've never talked to before, maybe in a certain company, maybe they're new, to have more of a formal greeting, just so when you're contacting, you can keep the acquaintance or the more connection. Number 5 is use an introduction. So if you are meeting someone for the first time, you kind of want to introduce yourself. Dear so-and-so, I am this person in this company, and this is what I'm going to provide you, and with any type of resource. So these are possibly kind of a gist of what your job is, and that way they know what your ownership is. I'm going to help you with accounting or sales quotes, anything like that you would want to address there. 6 is know your culture. So 6 is know your culture, whether it is a company culture or maybe it is a cultural difference. Just kind of know who your audience is. And like I stated previously, be cautious about the reply all button. Sometimes you just want to make sure who you're addressing and whether it's going to go to everybody, if it is for everyone's knowledge, or if maybe it's just a reply to a specific person. Kind of want to help prevent unnecessary emailing. Number 8 is use sentence case. So we want to be very mindful over capitalizing the first word of every sentence, pronouns, and the cap button. Sometimes caps can be of excitement or anger. So to kind of just be mindful over that. And then I know this one is going to be popular. So double checking attachments. I don't know how many times I have meant to send a PDF. Luckily, Outlook will, if I have placed in my body and I have specified that attachment should be there, luckily it will notify me, hey, your attachment's not there. But just double checking. And if it's a zip, if you need to attach a zip file for smaller or for bigger, a bigger amount of PDFs, create a zip file, attach it, and send it on through. The 10th thing is proper spelling. I will probably double check, proofread my email a couple of times before I send it, just to make sure it sounds clear. So you might want to maybe read it out loud to yourself or just skim it. And then also something else that I probably should work on is not using emojis. I'm very expressive, and so if I'm in a joyful mood, I will send a smiley face. But it is known to limit your emoji use. No. And then 12 is to be positive. Some languages can come across different, some words, so just to be mindful over the language. Instead of using possibilities, maybe opportunities. Instead of using faults, differences. So just kind of keeping our words as positive as possible, and then the reply. You're going to want to reply within 24 hours typically, and then keeping the tone professional. Check all recipients' names just to make sure they're going to the right people. Shorten URLs. I can definitely show us how to shorten URLs or to create a hyperlink. Many times when I am creating quotes, I will use a hyperlink. That way it's not lines of a URL. It is just one word or two that can be clicked, and it'll send you right on over. And then also email signatures. Email signatures are very important. I always look for these if I'm talking to someone new. Name, title, email or phone, anything like that. And then use CC, BCC appropriately. So sometimes if you're sending out a mass email and it's going to multiple clients, you can use the but be careful. You can use the BCC and it can send off to multiple people, and it's kind of like a secret agent I like to think of it that way. So not everyone knows who is on the email, but it goes off to everybody. 19, think before forwarding. So to summarize, basically, think about what you need, what they need to know, summarize the email that you're being forwarded, and also be cautious about the type of information you're forwarding, whether it is sensitive or private. So sometimes someone will send an email and it's listing maybe possible passwords. So we just want to be cautious about that. And then sending out office replies. We'll go through all of those here in a bit. I'll pull up my Outlook and we'll kind of go through a few things. But the next thing that I want to discuss is the Outlook inbox, because I'm also going to preview this for you guys. So in the Outlook inbox, there are certain features that you can use. You can favorite certain people or certain folders. You can create and organize folders, subfolders, subfolders, rules, quick steps, recall. If you sent an email, I know sometimes I wasn't finished with my email and I accidentally sent it. So I can recall it. And once I recall it, I can edit it and resend. You can also do email options, whether the email is important or you want to read receipt just to make sure it got to them. You can also do delivery. So there are certain things that you can do with that. And then also recovery. Just in case something was deleted, you want to make sure that you can recover it. So we'll also preview that. And I know the next major thing, the thing I live by is my calendar. So if I'm in a certain meeting at a certain time, I'm going to have that. I'm also going to share it with certain people, give them permissions, whether to edit or just to view. We'll also go through that. Outlook and Teams are integrated together. So those are definitely, if you create a meeting in your Teams, it will populate in your Outlook. If you create an attending appointment in your Outlook, it will go to your Teams. So they're integrated. You can use those, and I'll show you those here in a minute. Another big thing is categorizing. So categorizing, if you are on a specific team and you guys kind of have similar appointments, it's always nice for the integrator to have categorizing. So whether it is accounting, or maybe it is you're setting up a strategic review with a client, or certain things like that, follow up, you kind of want to categorize, and you can color code. Sometimes it's lunch, sometimes it's a doctor's appointment. And we'll go through that here in a bit. Let me pull up my Outlook real quick and kind of show you guys a little bit of what I was talking about. Let me see. I have so many things open right now. Busy bee today, busy bee. Okay. I'm going to drag this over. And we will kind of go over some of the things that I have mentioned. And of course, at any time, if there is something that you would like me to slow down or repeat, anything like that, if you have a question, please feel free to interject. I want to make sure, hopefully everyone can kind of see. So this is my Outlook. And I have a lot of emails. So I set a lot of rules. And I make sure that all of my rules set go to specific folders. So first, these are my favorites currently. And then I have all of my folders. So I have folders and subfolders, and even some of those subfolders have subfolders. So to create, you can go in, you will right click, and you can do new folder, copy folder. If you have a template, sometimes there's a template that you can use. You can create a template, and then you can copy the folder and create it. Whether it is for, maybe you have a template for certain clients that you have or certain departments, copy and paste. You can also clean up your folder. So if anything, if you clean up your folder, if you click this, it'll ask if you want to delete that you've read in that folder, and you can clean it up that way. You know you've read it, you know you've completed what needed to happen. Therefore, you're just going to clean it up. You can mark all as read, delete all, and you can remove from your favorites. You can sort them, move them, all of the above. So we're just going to do a new folder. I'm going to create a new folder. Microsoft Tips. I have it to where it's alphabetical, so I can scroll all the way down. Microsoft Tips right here. So I can go in here and I can add a new folder. Let's see. Rename folder, new folder. So once you click the tab that you would like, you can say new folder. It will create a subfolder for you. So this can be monthly, etc. So that is how you create a folder and subfolder, how you can organize it, rename, copy, move, etc. Let's see. Let's go to, so quick steps. Like I was saying, organizing. Once you've set up your folders, your subfolders, and you want to do quick steps or you want to create a rule, you can do that. Quick steps is just setting up kind of a like a quick rule. So you're going to create new action, choose your action. I want to move. So say I get a specific email from someone, I want it to move to their specific folder, and I can do that. Or if there's someone who comes in, I want to set them as important. So if David's emailing me, I want to make sure that all of his emails are important. And then you can categorize. You can categorize the message. And when you categorize everything, it can be important or urgent, high priority, medium priority, low priority, flag messages. So anytime someone comes in and they email me, it will have this quick step that will completely do it for me and send it off to that folder. And it will then be in the folder that I created for it. Let's see, I can also delete them. If I don't want that shortcut anymore, I can lose that. And then also you can create a shortcut. So if you are in your inbox and you see maybe someone new you want to place into this quick step, you can create a short key for it and it'll do it for you. There you go. Let's see. Sorry, let me pull it over. Again, reply all, forward. Another great thing that I would love to show you is view. So if you want to customize your view, you can do that. You can change your view, you can compact it, make it single or preview to where you can kind of see what it's about. You can view all of your settings. So you can actually update your columns. If your columns that are showing for you is not what you kind of want, maybe you want to see the CCs, contacts, conversation, make it conversations where all of them are lumped together over a specific topic. Maybe there's a due date attached to an email. All of that you can add or remove. You can also organize it how you want it to be seen, which I think is a really cool tool. You can group them, sort them, filter, anything like that you can do for your view. You can also reverse sort. So my first emails will pop up, or I can do my old or my new. You can add columns, expand, arrange, and then message preview, of course. You can also do layout. So whether you want tighter spacing, maybe it's a folder pane, you want it to be minimized, or maybe you don't want them at all. But you can also go back, reading panel, maybe I want it to the right. Let's see, there we go. Or maybe I don't want it all. Maybe I want it to the bottom. So kind of just however you want it, you can rearrange it. I don't want to see those. And then to-do bar. Anything like that, calendar can pop up. anything like that. So if you have to-dos, it'll show you, and then you can just organize it that way. I'm going to have it off. And that is how you can kind of organize your view, add your folders, subfolders, your quick steps, rules. So you can go home, quick, manage, move, rules. So these rules, I can always move messages from Patrick to a specific folder. And when you create rules, it's really cool. So when you create a rule, it'll prompt you whether you want to just use this email and the ones coming in from the specific person in the future, or if you want all of them that he's ever given. So you can use that, create a rule. To create a rule, you can do from, subject line, sent to me, or anything like that. And then you can display any new item alert window, selected sounds, etc. So you can really do advanced options as well, which are really, really cool. So I'm sure I have a bunch of rules. So I love being able to organize everything. Now send and receive. Sometimes if someone says, hey, I've sent you an email and it didn't go through, you can always send and receive and it'll update for you. I do want to show you an email to recall. So recalling email can be very important. If maybe you have sent something and you didn't mean to, or you're just editing it, you'll want to double click your email, double click it, file, and then you have all of these options for you. Do I want to resend, or do I want to recall, replace the message? I can click there, it'll do what I need it to do, and then everything is good. Maybe I just want to replace it with a new message, or I want to delete it altogether. So that is I know that is a nice feature to have sometimes. Let's see. And then also, maybe it is a deleted item you didn't mean to. I have this as favoritive. Sometimes it's all the way down, but if you have a deleted item, you can go in and you can recover it. So go and recover. You can either delete, move it, and then bring it back over to your inbox. There is another way as well. Deleted, you can block certain people. There you go. So those are a lot of features. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I haven't viewed the chat here. Is everyone good to go? Okay, awesome. Let me pull it back up for us. So sorry. Okay. There we go. Inbox for favorites. If there is a specific folder that you want to favorite, maybe it is David's, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add to my favorites. Therefore, when you then log into Outlook, you can pop up and it's right there. And then you can unfavorite it as well. So you can remove from favorites and add it back. I love how Outlook and Teams are very customizable. So any way you want it, you can have it. I really like how you can change the views, organize, categorize, everything. The next thing that I want to discuss, now that we are good with our Outlook inbox with creating any type of customization, I want to move to our calendar. So like I said, calendar is very important for me. I live by my calendar. So I love to know what's coming up. I love to know what is next. I love to see what is going on. I also like to preview the whole week before the week starts, just so I know what I'm getting myself into. You can customize this as well. I haven't categorized, but categorizing is very, very good to do if you want to kind of look at it at a glance, and specific things have a specific color code. You can add certain calendars. So if you have multiple calendars or multiple email addresses for different businesses that you have, you can also add your calendar. So you can have all of these different calendars to your side. You can also share your calendar. So some calendars, there are certain users you want to share your calendar with. For me, I love to view everybody's calendar so I know what is going on in their life. That way I can consider if they need help or if I need to step in at any time. So I love to look at calendars, and I have many that are shared with me, and we'll go on with sharing calendars. So calendar, you'll go in and you can see all of the permission levels that I have. Some are custom, some are can just view details, and then you can also add. So you can add a specific calendar. Anybody's over there. You can request it, and then you can also say, hey, I need to edit view only. So if there is a specific integrator in your company that needs to kind of keep track of everyone's calendar, that is a great way, just by sharing your calendar with them, making sure that they can populate it so they know what is going on. You can copy calendar, view, again, you can make it monthly, everything you can change, view, preview, list. So the list is like this. I love to preview it. I'm not much of a list person when it comes to my calendar. Other lists I'm obsessed with, but schedule view, everything like that. Layout, you can rearrange daily tasks, folders, all of that. So I think it's really awesome that you can customize your calendar as well. Time scale, of course, if you're creating meetings and stuff like that, or spacing out stuff to display it in 30 minutes over here. If you're creating appointments, you can do it in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, and an hour. So I have it in 30 minutes. They're spaced out. I don't know if you can kind of see those, but you can definitely customize. Folder, send and receive. Oh. Okay. So when the integration between Teams and Outlook, you can also create a Teams meeting within your Outlook, and you can do it with new Teams meeting. So in your calendar, you will have this ability to click on here. It will bring up a new appointment for you. And as you can see, it'll have all my Teams information. So it will have a link to join, or it will have audio for anyone to call in. Add all that stuff. And then once I have created this, it will then also populate into my Teams. Here. Do not want to save. New items, appointments, meetings, if you're starting from scratch. Let me move over my Teams. That way you guys can kind of see, if you guys haven't seen it already, how it kind of looks. So right here, I have my settings in with a black background, and you can also customize. But all over here, you can see anything that we make, I can do. I can create here, and it will then also integrate with Outlook and populate over there. I can use my scheduling assistant. So I can add people who I want in here, and I can see when they're open. This is a great tool to use if you're having multiple people in a meeting attend. That way you can kind of see how their week looks and how much time you have with them. You can send it off and all that. I also like what I have discovered. I know previously we have talked about applications, but to talk about Outlook and calendars and sharing and permissions, there is an application you can add to your Teams. Calendar. It's Calendar Pro. So Calendar Pro, it collects all of your shared calendars. If there is a specific team or channel you want to attach this to, so everyone is kind of aware, you can. If certain people are making certain schedules for you, you can add this into any channel that you're in, and they can work with these shared calendars within Teams, which I thought was really, really cool. So not only can you work off of these shared folders in Outlook, but you can also work on them within Teams. You do have that ability. Okay. Do I have any questions? Okay, I think everyone's good. Let's see. Okay, so I know I've talked about categorizing, but I do not believe that I have touched base on that just yet. Here we go. Let me see. Manage calendars, add, share. So if I'm adding a calendar, I can do that. Categorizing. I want to categorize a specific meeting. So I can categorize. I can do a quick click or all categories. I can categorize this one meeting to be specific. You can even do that when you are then creating an appointment. You can go ahead and categorize it so it shows up as a specific color, whether it's email, follow-up tasks, meetings, or orders. Anything like that. I've set up my categories, but I haven't quite color-coded everything just yet. But you can set up your categories to better suit everything that you're doing, all categories. Let's check this out. So this is where you can create new, rename, delete, and you can put a specific color to a specific task. You can also do shortcut keys. So there's so much that you can do with categorizing and customization. Do a shortcut key where you're just touching it and you press your short key and it changes. And then also with your meetings. So any meeting that I'm going to create, an appointment, there is going to be a categorization. So I can go ahead and customize it and categorize it for everybody or for myself. You can make it free, tentative, busy, or out of office. Beautiful. Okay. So looks like we're doing real good on time. I do want to open up the floor for any questions or if there is anything that you guys use that I would love suggestions, and also what you guys would like to discuss next. So I do want some feedback over just previous that you've come to, or if there's something that you want to really dive in deep for the next session. I do know we are going to do mid-January, so I just want to kind of get everyone's input and just see what everyone wants to do, whether it is more Teams related, or if you guys want to start doing all different types of applications, whether it's SharePoint, OneNote, lists, anything like that application wise, and dive in deep there. Does anyone have any suggestions, or is there anything that anyone would like to discuss that hasn't been discussed or has been discussed but want to be discussed in further detail? Ooh, okay, awesome. Other applications would be good. So what are the applications that you guys use most? Is it OneNote, or maybe it's SharePoint and lists? Anything like that? OneNote, beautiful. Okay, awesome. I really love that feedback. Thank you, Leah. We will definitely do more. Lists sounds good too. Okay, perfect. Yes, OneNote and lists. I love OneNote. OneNote can be integrated within Teams. All of it. So you can even use OneNote in your certain meetings. So you're kind of making notes while you're in the meeting, and then lists are good too. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Leah. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss today or in future? Okay. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate everyone attending today. I do see that we are finishing up pretty quickly today, so I'm going to give you guys back some time of your day. If anyone has any other questions moving forward, please feel free to contact me. I'm here to use as a resource again. And then next time, please join us. Next time we meet is going to be 2021. I am still mind blown by that. We are going to do January 21st at 2 p.m. Central. So it's going to be same day of the week, same time of the week, just once a month. So that is going to be January 21st at 2 p.m. I'm very, very excited. And then we will touch base on the OneNote and more application-based. Awesome. So I hope everyone has a happy holiday and a happy new year. I hope everyone enjoys their time. Hopefully there's some vacations coming up. So if there is anything that you guys need before 2021, please feel free to call me, okay? I really enjoyed having you guys here. You guys take care, okay?
Thanks, Kayla.